Hello, and thank you so much for taking the time to get onto this online Discover Arbonne webinar. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is SArah May Stubbins. I'm an independent consultant and an executive regional vice president with Arbonne International. And if you're listening to this as a guest, you're probably thinking, what on earth is she talking about? I will explain that title as we go through the presentation. But the purpose of this really is just to give you an overview of exactly what's available with Arbonne as a product, but mainly as a business opportunity. So just to tell you a little bit about my background, I was introduced to Arbonne 5.5 years ago now, and I can honestly say it has completely changed my life. At that point in time, I was a self-employed professional dancer, and as much as I loved my career, it did involve me having to work very long and very hard. And if I stopped working, the income stopped there and then. And I started to recognize that and really thought to myself, okay, how sustainable is this? And I realized I couldn't and didn't want to do that forever. So I needed something to go alongside my career that would enable me to have more time freedom, more flexibility and more choices. And that's exactly what Arbonne has given me. So I was introduced to Arbonne by one of my very good friends, and when she shared the information with me that I'm going to share with you on this webinar, it just made logical sense to me. It ticked every single box, and I jumped in there and then, and I can honestly say it's the best decision I've ever made. Some of the key points that really stood out to me were the fact that Arbonne can produce a recurring income over time. So as I mentioned, I'd always been self-employed, and that meant trading my time for money. It meant if I didn't work, I didn't earn. Now, you may be self-employed, or you may be in a work environment where you're working for someone else. But in both of those aspects, we are trading time for money, because there's only one of us who can work a certain amount of hours, and there's only a certain amount of days in a week and a certain amount of weeks in a year. So you are limited on what you can physically create. And what I loved about Arbonne was that I could produce a recurring income that would continue whether I was laying in bed, laying on a beach, whether I was sick, whether I was injured. And obviously that happens over time. It doesn't happen overnight, but that's exactly what I do have now, a recurring income. I also love the fact that I could build my Arbonne business around a full-time career. I was working 6 days a week as a performer, like I mentioned, long and hard, but I could build my Arbonne business in small pockets that I could carve out in my days. And so after 18 months of doing that, I was actually able to retire from my full-time 6-day-a-week performing career when I was ready to, and have more time to pursue new passions. And since then, I've actually gone on to train as a nutritional therapist. I've set up other businesses because that recurring income from Arbonne has allowed me to have the time as well as the income to do those things. And the third key point for me really was the fact that every single part of this business is learnable. So I didn't have a background in business 5.5 years ago. I also didn't have a background in health and wellness then, but it did help me pursue those new passions because I realized that I had a vested interest in both of those things, and the skills and the knowledge that you learn through building an Arbonne business transfer into life. So it doesn't matter what skills you have when you start the business, it's what you're willing to learn. And I was willing to learn the necessary skills and slowly stretch my comfort zone and build my confidence to be able to build this business. And I can honestly say that's probably the best thing about Arbonne over the money, over the time freedom, is the confidence that I've gained in the skills that I've learned and the people I've been able to surround myself with. So 5.5 years on, my life is very different. I get up when I want to. I work when I choose to work. Any day can be a weekend for me. And I get to travel and work with some amazing people and be inspired on a daily basis. And I still build my Arbonne business part-time, just consistently. That's the key, is I build it consistently, part-time, which gives me time to focus on other things. So think about what that would mean for you. If you had time freedom to be able to do what you wanted to, but also the income to be able to do what you wanted to, because one without the other doesn't create a balanced life. And that's exactly what's available through Arbonne if you choose to build a very successful Arbonne business. So just to give you an overview of Arbonne, it's actually a 35-year-old botanically based health and wellness company developed by a very passionate Norwegian botanist who had this vision to create a product that was pure, safe and beneficial. So that is Arbonne's whole ethos. Products that have cutting-edge technology behind them that blend science and nature together to produce groundbreaking results, but all botanically based, free from a lot of the toxins and chemicals that you may find in many mainstream products. But also, our founder, Petter Mork, wanted a generous business opportunity attached to the product so the ordinary person like myself could build an extraordinary life for themselves through building a business with Arbonne. So the products themselves, plant-based formulations, blending science and nature together, they really do use the highest quality ingredients from around the globe. The products are all pH correct, they're hypoallergenic, they're vegan certified through the entire line, which is relatively unheard of. There are very, very few companies that have complete vegan certification through their entire ranges. We're dermatologically tested, ophthalmologically tested, every kind of testing you could ever want done, Arbonne has been through, clinically proven in independent clinical trials. We never ever test on animals or use animal byproducts in the products, and we're built from Swiss heritage. If you think of anything Swiss, bank accounts, chocolate, skincare, watches, the immediate thing that springs to mind is quality. And that's exactly what we have with Arbonne. Arbonne sits in what is known as the ultra premium category of skincare. But the great thing is we don't retail at that kind of price point. We retail at a low-end premium price, and I'll show you how that's possible in a moment. Now, also what's really important, especially for me with my background as a nutritional therapist, is what's not in the products. Now, everything we put onto our skin actually enters our bloodstream in around 16 seconds. So it's really important to think about what you're putting onto your skin. If you wouldn't eat it, you shouldn't be putting it onto your skin because it's actually in your bloodstream very, very quickly. So Arbonne fits ethically, again, in with everything that I personally believe in and that I recommend, and has been doing this since day one in 1980. So for me, that just shows a company built on integrity. The products are formulated without gluten. There's no petrolatum, which is normally known as something called mineral oil. This comes from the distillation of petrol. It's in about 95% of products on the market and is a very cheap bulking agent. And it's put in there to make products go a lot further, but it's actually like cling film on your skin. And your skin is your biggest detoxifying organ. So if there's one thing you take from this, think about that. Make sure that you become a label reader and understand what's in your products. So we don't put any of that in. There's no animal byproducts, like I mentioned. No formaldehyde donating preservatives, no chemical dyes and fragrances, no artificial sweeteners, colors or flavors, no parabens, no phthalates. All the things that people are beginning to look for nowadays, Arbonne has been doing since day one. Now, this just shows some of the clinical trials that we've had done on our products. Like I mentioned, Arbonne is a blend of science and nature coming together, which is what makes the company so unique and the product so amazing. They produce the results that we're looking for. Our flagship range, our RE9 Advanced Anti-Aging line for men and for women, has clinical proven visible results in 24 hours. So if you haven't tried this, please try this product, because I can guarantee you will fall in love with it. And you can just see some of those results that we've had on this product there. Now, what's really great about Arbonne as well is that we have such a wide range of products. We cover everything that you would ever need to use. And that's where the business concept really made a lot of sense to me. The penny dropped at this point, because my friend said to me, "Do you shower?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "I do that every day, actually, sometimes twice a day." And she said, "Right, I want you to write a list of all of the products that you use on a daily basis." And I did that, and I didn't think before that point that I used many products. But when I wrote that list, I was blown away by how many products I actually used before I left my house. And so she simply said to me, "Look, are you ever going to stop doing that?" And I realized that I wasn't. There is no way on earth I'm going to stop showering, or I'm going to stop wearing makeup or cleaning my teeth. So that's where Arbonne makes so much sense, because the basics of a good business are having a consumable product that runs out, that people need for the rest of their lives. Massive tick in that box with Arbonne. We have everything, like I mentioned, from anti-aging with clinical results, ranges for hypersensitive skins, ranges for acne-prone skin, younger skin types, detox spa experiences, specialty treatments, hair care, sun care, makeup, which is treatment-based, nutrition products, which I personally love, vegan, gluten-free protein shakes, immunity support drinks, everything you need to keep you healthy and young from the inside out, deodorant, toothpaste, and everything in between. So think about that for you. What do you use on a daily basis? Do you think you could become a brand loyal consumer of Arbonne if it meant that you could build a fabulous income stream from it? So Arbonne is in the industry of network marketing. Network marketing is booming and will continue to grow. It's the business model of the 21st century. It is being written about by huge business owners, entrepreneurs, investors, and many, many big business owners are jumping into the industry of network marketing because it makes too much sense to ignore. So network marketing is actually something that you are probably already doing. I want you to think, have you ever recommended anything to anyone ever? A book, a film, a CD, a restaurant. We do it all the time. I want you to think of 50 Shades of Grey. Now, that is the biggest example of how network marketing works. There was no publishing or advertising for that book, but how many people have read or heard about that book simply through someone telling them about it? Now, that is network marketing. Now, unfortunately, we don't normally get paid for it. If you recommend a great restaurant to someone, they go to the restaurant, they tell a friend who tells a friend who tells a friend. Before you know it, 50 people could have gone to that restaurant from your one recommendation, but unfortunately, the restaurant will never give you a thank you check. Now, the difference with network marketing is you do get that thank you check. So for me, I am a user of Arbonne products. I love the products. I talk about them. I use them all the time. When someone goes online and orders Arbonne products that I've introduced because I was that word of mouth, Arbonne send me a thank you check. And that's exactly the same as what you could do. So it's very, very clever. The fact that you're just getting paid for something you're already doing, talking about something you enjoy and sharing it with someone else. Also, what's fantastic is it differs massively from traditional retail. So if you look at the top line, this shows you how you would normally buy your products if you walked into a shop. Your product goes from the manufacturer to a wholesaler, to a warehouser, to an advertiser, retailers. Finally, you walk into the shop, pick up the product and buy it. Would you be shocked to know that 80 to 85% of what you're paying for is the markup? It's the middlemen, because they all need to make money along the way. It's the profit margins that go onto that product. Now, what happens in Arbonne is the fact that the product gets manufactured, it gets spoken about by an independent consultant like myself. The end consumer goes online, orders their products, the products get delivered directly to their own door, and that's it. So the middlemen are all gone. And what that means is more money is available to go back into research, development, ingredients of the product, which is why we can afford to have this ultra premium prestige product that is the informed choice of many, many, many celebrities and very wealthy people and people who do value their health. But also, a thank you check can be sent to the consultants who are just spreading the word about Arbonne. Now, something that really appealed to me was the fact that Arbonne is invisible. I don't have a garage full of stock. I don't see or touch products. I don't take payments. I don't do deliveries. It's all online. I am just the person who talks about it. So for me, again, that was a big tick. Now, there are multiple different factors coming together right now, which is why Arbonne is exploding. This company sits on all of the mega trends of now and is booming. So firstly, if we look at each generation, Arbonne can fit for each generation, either as a product or a business. So we have the baby boomers. These people have led our economy. They're called our economy drivers for that very reason. They made the dot-com boom happen. They made the housing boom happen because it was just a lot of people doing the same thing at the same point, because mass population happened just after the war. So a lot of people of the same age category, basically. Now, these people are now reaching around 60. They're looking for products to keep them young because 60 is not what it used to be. So we have the perfect products for them. They want to look and feel young. But also, look at the economy nowadays. This group of people are looking for an additional income. The reason for that is the pension schemes aren't what they were promised to be. Savings have diminished, and they're actively needing something to bolster that time that they've got left, because people are living longer as well. So we have many very successful baby boomers building an Arbonne business. Next, you have Generation X, that's me, so the 30 plus. And we are labeled as the green revolution. We care about health, wellness, we care about the environment, we care about what we eat and drink, what we're putting onto our skin, and Arbonne ethically fits in with all of those things. So for me, I love everything that Arbonne stands for. It's green. We were doing recycling back in 1980 when no one even cared what recycling was, printing in non-toxic soy ink, and the ingredients just fit in with everything that I want. But also as a business, my generation need this opportunity. The cost of living is rising. Income isn't. And this is where the work-life balance juggle starts to happen. We start to settle down, we start to have families, and we realize that being a working mum, schlepping into the city every day, trying to juggle both of those things just isn't possible. So we are actively trying to change that. We want that work-life balance. And that's where Arbonne really fits in, because it's the chance to have that full-time corporate income without the full-time hours, to work from home, build a business online and in person, and then see your children grow up and cover those debts that we've probably racked up because we were the generation who were able to get 0% finance credit cards, 100% mortgages. So we need this to bolster our lifestyles and to give us the future that we're looking for. You then have millennials. So this is the 30 and below. These people are all about image. They're looking for quality products. The selfie sticks are everywhere nowadays. You see it, you know, selfies everywhere. So the products fit perfectly. Business, this is the entrepreneurial generation. They are looking to start businesses, and Arbonne perfectly fits in with that because it's a business in a box that they can learn how to do, build around everything they're doing, and create the future that they want. They understand jobs aren't for life anymore. They're looking at going to university and coming out with £50,000 worth of debt. So why not do something like Arbonne, where you can build this either alongside going to university and not have to worry about the debt, or in place of. We have many people at university building Arbonne businesses, and we have many people who have chosen to build an Arbonne business instead of going to university. So all of that coupled with internet. We all shop online nowadays. Arbonne is internet driven. Couple that with social media. We're all online again with social media nowadays, which we can use. Couple that with network marketing. You have all of these mega trends coming in together to create this boom that is happening, and why Arbonne is just exploding. So you're probably thinking, well, what do you actually do? How do you build a business with Arbonne? It's a very simple concept. It's not always easy. I need to highlight that, but it is simple. Anyone can learn the necessary skills as long as they're willing to. So all I did was I stopped spending money I was already spending elsewhere, in the high street shops, in the supermarkets, on my skincare products, in department stores. I started buying online from my own online Arbonne shop, where I get fantastic discounts and I get superior products. And all I do is share that with other people. I share the concept of the business opportunity with people. I share the products with other people. And I let them decide where Arbonne could be the perfect fit for them. Some people love the products, some people love the business. For some people, it's neither, and that's absolutely fine. And there are multiple different ways you can reach out to people to share Arbonne. You can do one-to-one business presentations over coffee. I spend a lot of time doing that in coffee shops. You can do business presentations online like this. You could do group business presentations. You could do product workshops and product experiences. You could do individual skin consultations and product drop-offs. So there are multiple different reach out methods you can personally use to build your business and make it very successful and stable. I use a multiple of all of them. But what's fantastic is whatever you decide to do, there is something to follow, there's a method, and there's 24-hour support. So having that one-to-one mentoring and that guidance for me was very, very important. We have a website, we have an online university, we have conference calls, we have so many training resources. There's just all of this mentoring that goes alongside Arbonne, and I firmly believe that is what is making Arbonne so successful. It's the mentoring, it's the leadership and the support that you get when you start to build an Arbonne business. So it helps you grow as a person, it helps you pick up new skills and meet new people and really develop your own leadership skills, which then can be transferred into other parts of your life. So how it starts with you as an independent consultant, and your main aim is to go and share Arbonne with other people. Share the business, share the products, let people decide where this could fit for them. I decided I wanted to share the business concept with people and show them how they could benefit just as I was going to from Arbonne. And some of the people I shared the business with in the beginning said no, some said yes. It's just the law of averages and it isn't for everybody. But I knew that if I shared it with enough people that had the same ethics and the same drive and commitment and work ethic that I had, that they would see what I saw, because it wasn't just a fluke that I understood this business and I saw the bigger picture of what it could offer. So over time, I found a handful of people that I wanted to work with that were driven, passionate people, and I taught them to do exactly what I was doing, which is shower with Arbonne products, become an avid user of the products, fall in love with them, and share that with their network. And the fantastic thing is those people have different networks to me. So if you think of one of your friends, click on them on Facebook, click on their friend list, they've probably got 200 friends you've never met. So that person will in turn share Arbonne with their network that you don't yet know. And that's how you build a huge organization, because it just spreads through duplication. So you're building networks within networks. And this just shows that you don't need to know thousands of people. It's helping a few people become successful who do the same thing, and it just duplicates through. Now, also, what's really important to note is that this is completely effort-based. So you decide how much you earn based on what you want to put into your business and what skills you're willing to learn. So I could introduce someone to Arbonne who works harder than me, has a better network than me, builds a bigger business, has a better work ethic, and goes out and makes this happen, and they will simply bypass me in the management levels in Arbonne and earn more money than me. So it's so ethical, and I love that, because every other scenario I've been in has meant that someone has been telling me how much I'm worth, really. As a performer, I was self-employed, but I had to be a part of a bigger show, and I wasn't earning what the show, bosses were earning. They were turning over millions a night, and I definitely wasn't getting paid £1 million to perform every single night. And there's only so far you can go in that structure. There's always someone telling you how much you're worth, and in Arbonne, you decide. If you want more, you simply do more. Now, on the other side, you have a retail network. Not everyone loves the business, but everyone loves the products. So these people can just buy online and are linked to you online. So every time they shop, you get paid again, which is brilliant. You could be on a beach somewhere and you're getting a paycheck because someone has gone online that you've introduced to Arbonne and bought some products. So you've just got a direct selling element there too. That's 2 income streams in one business. So you're probably wondering what you can expect to gain from Arbonne. And there are so many things you can gain. There are levels of management that you move up based on the volume moving through your business. So this is a product-driven business. There has to be product moving through your business to earn money. But you move up those levels based on volume. So they aren't geographical at all. You can decide wherever you want to grow your business in the countries that we're currently in. But what's really great is as soon as you become an independent consultant, you can start earning an income with Arbonne. And at each level, there are commissions, there are incentive trips, there are special gifts, there are rewards, cash bonuses. There are so many different things that you will get at each level. So I'm just going to tell you quickly what I was earning on average at each level in the business. As a district manager, my average paychecks were anywhere from about 100 up to about £600–700 per month. So take the mid-ground, say £300–400 per month. Just have a think about what an extra £400 per month on top of what you currently earn would look like in your life right now. So that's not replacing, that's an addition. Now, area manager is very interesting because your business becomes an asset. It becomes willable. And that means if something were to happen to you tomorrow, you can will your business to whoever you choose, and they can continue to get your paycheck from Arbonne for the rest of their lives. For me, that was the security for my family. Because as a performer, if I keeled over on stage, they would just replace me. As a nutritional therapist, if I stop, it stops. In Arbonne, if I stop, that continues. So it's so nice to leave that legacy. Average earnings at this point in my business were anywhere from about £800 up to about £2,000 per month. Again, a secondary income stream. I was still working 6 days a week at this point, and I was doing about 20 hours a week with my Arbonne business, and both income streams were the same. And that's when I really understood what time leverage meant. The next level is regional vice president. This is where I currently am. And at this point, Arbonne just love to say thank you in many different ways. They value and respect people. So you get lots of other gifts. You get flowers on your birthday, you get chocolates on Valentine's Day, you get Tiffany & Co jewelry turn up on your doorstep at Christmas, you get other jewelry, and you get a cash bonus every single month to go and choose a free white Mercedes, which for me, I just couldn't get my head around for a very long time. But the reason for that is it's invisible, this business. So that's the evidence that this business works. And we have people from every kind of background at this level driving white Mercedes because of Arbonne. So I can guarantee you'll find someone in Arbonne who is at this level who is just like you. And the average earnings at this level, anywhere from about £2,000 up to about £7,000 or £8,000 per month. So my biggest paycheck to date has been just over £8,500. And I am lucky if I earn that a year as a nutritional therapist. Now, thankfully, I don't do nutrition because I need the money. I do it because I love it and it's my passion. So that's how Arbonne has helped me pursue passions without having to worry about the income that's coming from it. So just have a think, what would an extra £4,000 or £5,000 per month enable you to do? Could you leave a job that you're not happy in? Could you set up a new business? Could you have more time with the family? Could you just have that breathing room to go on more holidays? You know, it really is different for everyone. Paying off the mortgage. There are so many different reasons people build an Arbonne business. And then finally, the national vice president level, a great place to go to if you want to travel. You get to go to Las Vegas, fully paid for every year, to our global training conference. Hawaii every January, really hard. You have to escape some of the British winter. And the average paycheck of a national vice president currently in the UK is around £10,000, £14,000 per month upwards. You are never capped on what you earn. And the most wonderful thing about Arbonne is the only way to be successful is to help other people create success. I cannot be successful unless I help other people become successful. And so that for me is the best thing about it, because it's the complete opposite from a normal working environment. And like I mentioned, you decide how much you want to earn. So you can create the paycheck that you desire by helping others. There is no cap on that. There's no glass ceiling. So these are the average published incomes on the website, so you can check those out if you need to. These are average, so you can decide whether you're above average or below average. As you can see, as a regional vice president, I do earn way more than the average income, but that's because I've been building my business stably for quite some time now. But in the same respect, it says 32 months to get to national vice president, and I'm not quite there yet. So it really is up to you. Everybody's business is completely different, and you can decide what you want from this. Now, the exciting thing is Arbonne is a global opportunity. Right now, Arbonne is in Canada, Australia, the UK, the USA, and most recently we launched into Poland. And that means you can build your business in any of those countries. You may have connections in Australia, people shopping online whilst you're laying in bed, and you can generate an income from that. You may know nobody in Australia, but you may introduce someone to Arbonne who does know people in Australia. And that means that is all part of your network that you get to earn on. Now, what I want you to do is look at the tiny orange dot, because that is where we are launching into next. So South Korea is next on the list, which is really exciting to know that we've got the gateway to Asia opening up. And all the blue areas are where Arbonne is yet to go. For me, this was the pinnacle point. A 35-year-old established company that has not yet globalized and is just doing it. That shows that Arbonne is in huge momentum, because there is no way we'd be launching into new countries if we weren't exploding. But also all of that room for growth means so much opportunity, and you'd probably have to wait another 35 years for something like this to come around again. So you can decide where you see yourself in Arbonne. There are 3 ways you can be a part of Arbonne. You could just host an event. So if you feel the products sound amazing and you'd love to get a bunch of your friends together to have a product experience, then you can do that, and someone will be able to come over and share a lot of products with you, and you can have a great evening with some massive discounts. You may decide that you just love the products and want to buy some. If you want to do that, you can be a client. So whoever asked you to watch this webinar can help you with that. You can buy at standard retail price, or you can be a preferred client, which is our exclusive membership scheme. And that enables you to benefit from at least a 20% discount for the entire year. You pay a £15 joining fee. You get that 20% off every time you shop with your own ID number, but you can get much bigger savings, 40% off, and other things like virtual vouchers. So it's definitely worth doing if you're looking to shop more than once with Arbonne. And again, whoever asked you to be on the webinar will be able to sort that out for you. But I imagine most of you are on this webinar to hear about how you can be an independent consultant with Arbonne and how you can turn this into a fantastic business. So an independent consultant is what I am. It's £54 to become a consultant, and that entitles you to access to everything, all of the training materials, the online university, the conference calls, the mentoring, everything. People pay thousands for the training that we get for free in Arbonne. It really does blow my mind to see what we get. You also get at least 35% discount on all of your shopping. So you get to buy at wholesale prices, and you can get much bigger discounts than that too. You get the unlimited income, you get the Mercedes-Benz cash bonus program, and the personal growth and development, which I spoke about earlier, is actually one of the best things about Arbonne. It's the person that you become and the skills that you learn through building this business. It's then up to you to decide how you start your business. For me, I bought products to use, I bought products to share. I wanted to be my own shop front. So everyone sees me and they know what I'm using is Arbonne. So if they ask me, what's that lipstick? I can tell them it's Arbonne. This is what I use. I am a walking advert for my business, and I love the products. But also I bought products that I could share with people so they could experience them too. I use that in a multiple of different ways. If I'm doing a business presentation for someone, I will give them a full-size set of products to try for 2 to 3 days so they really get an experience with Arbonne. If I'm doing a workshop, I get to be able to use the products on people. So I probably invested the cost of a MacBook setting up my business. And there are no hard and fast rules saying you have to do that. It is entirely up to you. But I just knew that it would benefit me to have a multiple of different products to be able to share with people. It's a bit like opening a coffee shop. If you only have one type of coffee, you can only have a certain amount of people who want to buy that coffee. So by having more, you can reach out to more people and help more people. So it's entirely up to you how you begin your business. But whoever asked you to watch the webinar will be able to help you with that and see what you would like from this business, and then suggest some ways of getting going. So that's all you'd ever need to know about Arbonne to decide where this could be a fit for you. But consider a couple of things. consider the system you're currently working in. Are you trading your time for money like I was? Because if so, there's only so much you can physically do. And will that be enough to do what you really want to do? And it wasn't for me. I looked at all the things that I really wanted to do in my life. I wanted to pay my parents back. I wanted to be able to own my own home. And I looked at the income I was generating, and I just thought, I'm going to have to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I probably still won't be able to do those things. And that's where I saw Arbonne as the perfect vehicle. And also consider, do you have a plan B right now? Because I didn't. And it's a scary thing to not have, because if something did happen to you, where would you be? I realized that if something did happen to me being a self-employed person, my income would stop straight away. If I got sick or injured or someone in my family needed me, the income stops. With Arbonne, it doesn't. So really think about those two things for yourself. And I would just say, don't overthink this opportunity. Base your decision on facts, logical facts rather than emotion, because it's so easy to get very excited about this opportunity, to go away, overthink it, and then get fearful about it all, because it's a different way of working and a very different concept to what you're probably used to. But look at the evidence around you. This business works. It is booming. We are experiencing tremendous success in Arbonne, and I knew that I couldn't afford to walk away from that. I knew that if I did, I would regret it. So I felt the fear, I jumped in, and I did it anyway, and I can honestly say it was the best thing I ever did, because my life is so different, but I'm also very different. So thank you so much for taking the time to be on this webinar. Please get back to the person who introduced you to Arbonne and let them know your thoughts on what you would like to do with this amazing opportunity. Thank you, everybody.